It never fails. Just when you get the wind beneath your sails, you get struck down with a bitter blow in football. Son Heung-min, having scored the injury time winner at Aston Villa, so crucial to Tottenham's top 4 finish, or top 5 finish now for the Champions League places.
Yeah, one of those.
He's out for the season with a fractured arm.
Yeah, I mean, it's a blow for the player, for the club, particularly with the Harry Kane scenario. You know, Harry Kane could be back before the end of the season, might be back. And particularly with the league position, now that United beat Chelsea yesterday, and, you know, it's such a bun fight, you know, but even now all the way, I would say all the way down to Arsenal.
5 teams within 6 points of them.
Yeah, all the way down to Arsenal. You've got Arsenal, you get Everton, you've got Sheffield United who won't go away. You got all these teams, Wolves who are an excellent side. Chelsea are just regressing a little bit. Tottenham can sniff that top 4 or 5, wherever it is now. And it's something he would have said when he took the job. Listen, you hire me, you're not being 14th where we are. I'll get you into those Champions League places. Now, they've got as good a chance as anybody, but obviously they've got a big issue in the striking department now. I mean, Lucas Moura can play there. Dele Alli plays a false 9. They've brought Bergwijn in from Holland as a winger. They've got forward players. They just don't seem to have a natural frontman.
In losing Kane, they obviously lose their talisman and their most decisive player. Beyond him, Son is his most decisive player. I think Mourinho said that there's going to be a change of system here to accommodate those other players, or to find a way to get those points for Tottenham. And they've got Chelsea next in, of course, the Champions League. They've got Chelsea in the league and Wolves after that.
Yeah, tough, but I think we'll see them doing what they've been doing, which is particularly in these games, Leipzig and Chelsea, maybe even Wolves, is they'll look to allow the team's possession and they'll look to hit on the counter. Now, part of that strategy is gone with him because of his pace, but Lucas Moura is still very quick if he wants to play him there. So it's not all doom and gloom, but it's a problem. But you know, you look at a club like Spurs, Ross, and to really only have one striker, natural striker of any note, in Harry Kane, isn't really good enough. And I think it's one of the reasons Pochettino became frustrated, and it's something Mourinho will look to address in the summer. He's got to get through to that point with what he's got at the moment, unfortunately for him.
Yes, it's something a bit more general, isn't it, in the Premier League, where we talk about that position now being so important, the number 9, and heaven forbid if a club signs more than one player in that position, because you don't need it. Who's going to play? Who's going to be unhappy with minutes? But of course, in a situation like this, you do need that central figure who can act as a sort of a battering ram for other teams if your first choice goes away.
You look at Liverpool, who are obviously the best side arguably in Europe at the moment, and they really only have one striker of note. I mean, you could throw Divock Origi in there, but you know, I mean, a striker of note, he'll play wide and do. And Firmino really is the only, unless I've missed somebody, they haven't. It's not as if they're carrying 2 or 3 players that can just. Firmino's out, somebody else comes in and does a job. A very good job. They haven't really got that. Maybe they don't feel the need. I think they do. They had Llorente for a while, who could come in and, you know, be a bit of a battering ram.
And Vincent Janssen.
Vincent Janssen, who was a huge disappointment, along with Soldado. That was years ago. But they've been so reliant on Harry Kane, and then they've been reliant on this guy here, Heung-min Son, and he's out. And as a big club in the Premier League, you got to deal with it. And I'm sure. He wasn't crying too much, Mourinho, was he, at his press conference? I think he accepts it is what it is.
It is what it is. He says he's not counting on Son for the rest of the season. He may be able to feature in a couple of games towards the back end. By that time, will Tottenham still be in the race? They'll certainly hope so. And of course, RB Leipzig in the Champions League. This is terrible timing for Tottenham.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.